we said that these values basically come from the nature of our own self, because the values that are prescribed for us represent the universal harmony or universal order, and that order also happens of our own self, and therefore these values are all based on our own nature. That's the reason why when we follow the value, we act in harmony with our own self, and therefore there is harmony within ourselves. On the other hand, when we violate the values, we are violating our own self, we are going against ourselves, and therefore it creates a disharmony or a conflict within ourselves. That means that and the love of the self is natural, and therefore basically we love these values because that is our nature, and therefore we are born with a love for these values, which is evident from the fact that this is what we expect other people to follow. Plus, that I also feel good about myself when I'm able to follow them. So the next question can be, if you love truthfulness or non-violence, this applies to everybody, applies to every human being, then why do we see this violation of values? I like myself when I am truthful or honest. I like myself when I am kind or compassionate. And it creates a guilt in me when I deliberately violate the values. So why do I violate anyway? Why do we find ourselves, let alone other people? We find ourselves sometimes telling lies, sometimes cheating, sometimes pretending, sometimes hurting. So how come we act against our own nature, even though basically we love our nature and love these values, love others when they follow the values, and love ourselves when we follow the values? And still, why do we find even our own self also going against this, violating the value? Why would it be so? That is because there are two sets of values in our life. One are what we call these natural values, universal values, and we are born with awareness of these values because it is reflected from what I expect from others. So we are aware that I don't want to be hurt, and I'm also aware others also do not want to be hurt by me. There is two-way awareness. And also, given the choice, I would always want to follow the value. Every human being, can you raise the volume a little bit? If given the choice, everyone would want to behave in an honest manner. Everybody wants to behave in loving, kind manner. Everyone given a choice would want to follow these values. We should know this. Which means that nobody deliberately violates the value. Nobody willfully violates the value. Then what? It means that a person is forced to violate the value, compelled to violate the value. In the third chapter of the Gita, Arjuna asks this question of Lord Krishna. It shows a great insight. Atha kena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaya. Anichanna vivarshaya. It's amazing that Arjuna understands this, really. Kena prayuktoyam. Impelled by what? Does a person violate the way? Papam, papam is adharma, sin, if you want, whatever translation you want. Why does a person conduct himself in keeping with papa, with adharma? There's something which is unworthy of himself. Why does a person do? What impels him to do? What impels him to tell lie? What impels him to violate, hurt? Kena prayuktaya. Impelled by what? Understand? Prayuktaha. Impelled, compelled. Which means, Arjuna means to say that there is something that compels the person, impels the person to undertake a behavior which is unbecoming, which is called adharma, which transgresses the values, the order. Anichanna vivashana, then Arjuna continues. Anichanna, even though he does not desire, even though he does not want, even though a person does not want to tell truth. Anichanna. Meaning that nobody desires to tell truth. Given the choice, given the freedom, nobody wants to tell a lie, nobody wants to hurt, nobody wants to be cruel. Anichanna vivashanaya. Baladiva niyojitaha. Niyojitaha. As though he is forced. Balad. He is forced by someone. Then Bhashyakara says, like an owner compels servants to do what he wants them to do, whether the servant likes it or not. Servant is a servant. And his livelihood depends upon the master. So how a master can compel a servant, a slave, to do things against his own will? Similarly also, what is it that compels me to act against my own nature? This shows a great insight that a person violates a value by compulsion. He is compelled to do that. He does not do it willingly. What compels him? Is something that compels me. Also, there is a famous statement attributed to Duryodhana. You know Duryodhana, the leader of Kauravas? He says, Janami dharmam nachame pravrutti. I know what dharma is. I know what right conduct is. Nachame pravrutti. But I cannot get around to do what is right. Janami adharma nachame nivrutti. I know what is adharma, what is unrighteous, what is wrong. Still, I do not seem to be able to avoid it. Duryodhana finds himself helpless, that I cannot do what is right and I cannot refrain from doing what is wrong. Please tell me, Duryodhana is an emperor, is a big, emperor, sovereign. But is he free or is he bound? On one hand, he is free to do what he wants because he, has all the power, the wealth and power, everything that a human being can want. And he seems to be doing what he wants with Pandavas or his enemies. Even though outwardly he displays this kind of freedom to do what he wants to do, as very often people also do, they do what they want to do. But doing what I want to do, does it really reflect my freedom? Do I want to do that really? Or am I compelled to do? Even though I say I'll do what I want. Do you want that? Or something within you compels you to do that. It's very important. Kenapi devena yudhisthitena yatha niyuktosmi tatha karomi. Some devata, in fact asura, some demon is sitting within me. Use the word deva, kenapi devena. By some devata, meaning providence, something other than me. Yatha niyuktosmi, as I am compelled, as I am ordered, that's how I do. So where is freedom? What is freedom? Freedom is not the freedom to violate the laws and freedom to do what I want to do. Freedom is that I am able to act according to my free will and do what is right. That is where the freedom is. It means that within the human being, and this is only for human being. The violating the value is only for the human being. As we said in the morning, nobody else violates the value. The rest of the nature is in harmony with the order. If the human being is not on this planet, there will be all prosperity. There will be prosperity in the whole universe. Like we see this campus here with all the rains, all the trees and bushes and how happy they are, how luxurious they are. That's how the whole universe would be if we are not there. Because in the universe, only one that can violate and hurt is human being. Because, as we say, we are given a free will. And what is free will? It gives me the freedom to abuse my will. Freedom to abuse the order. I won't do it. I'm aware of what is in India. Everybody knows you should wear a helmet. The moment the law comes, you should wear a helmet. I won't wear it. It's a matter of your life, it's my life, none of your business. That's what they say. Why should you worry about me? Because you don't worry about yourself. But anyway. So there is some compulsion within ourselves. Where does that compulsion come from? It comes from this other set of values. Some other things are also valuable to me. This morning we say that these values are the most valuable to us because they are in harmony with this nature of self, which is most valuable, which is happiness, which is success. But there is theoretical. What is practical? Practically speaking, some things are very valuable to me as I am born and raised in this society. As a child growing up in the society, I automatically pick up the values that the society holds in great esteem. And these material values, such as wealth, power, fame. So these are the things that are valued by everybody. It's unfortunate that these are valued everywhere. And giving values or importance to these material achievements is because of the lack of understanding of the fundamentals of the life. Fundamentals about ourselves, a wrong perception about ourselves and a wrong perception of the world. The true perception of myself is that happiness is my nature. That's the true perception. What is my perception? I am an unhappy being. As I find myself to be, I am unhappy. I get bored. I get bored with myself. I need to distract myself. People take vacation to enjoy themselves. And then what do? You keep on one activity after that, then you need another vacation after coming back. Because the mind is not at peace with itself. As you say in the morning, that I am not happy with myself. This is all product of ignorance. So my conclusion is that I am not alright as I am. And that I will be alright if I bring about a transformation in myself. As I am without money. If I become wealthy, I'll be alright. Right now, nobody cares for me. Swamiji, nobody even asks me at home. If I gain power, dominance, I'll be happy. Nobody knows me. If I become famous, I'll be happy. So this is what we find the whole world valuing. Wealth and power and fame, etc. The Vedic time, they valued also happiness in heaven. These days nobody bothers about heaven. But in Tattvodaya we see, Ihamutra phalabhoga viraga. A dispassion for the pleasures coming from the objects of this world and the other world. No, we don't care for other world either. Now in India we may care for Australia, that is the other world. Or Canada or United States. Some other world is saying, as they are here, they are not alright. There's a constant need, constant feeling that I am not alright as I am. And I must do something to change myself to become alright. I'm alright if I become wealthy, if I become famous, become powerful. Because I find that the world is respecting these people. They don't respect me. But a healthy person, everybody respects. I'm asked to move away, Even in the temple also. I have to stand in long lines and so wealth and all the politicians, they come, they have all these kinds of, the securities and everybody makes way for them. They go to darshan in temples also. So I find that the wealth and power and fame are esteemed. They are successful people. And I want to be successful also. So my idea of success is something that is shaped in my mind by the world, by the society in the present. This is always like that, not only today. Always, but today particularly. What we call materialism is seeing success only in these material accomplishments. And that conclusion comes from a total lack of understanding of the reality, of understanding about myself, not realizing that true success is myself. Success is my nature. Because ultimately by becoming wealthy, or famous, or powerful, what am I seeking? Nobody seeks wealth for the sake of wealth, or for the sake of power, or for the sake of fame. Everybody seeks them for the Atmastu Kamaya Sarvam Priyam Bhavati. In the words of Puja Swamiji, everybody wants to be a pleased self. You want to be a pleased self. What I always love is a pleased self. That is what I always love. That is called real success. A pleased self is a success. I think that these things will create a pleased self, the fame, etc. And therefore I want them. Nobody wants anything for their sake. Whatever I want, I only want for the sake of the pleased self. That's the only thing I want. Atmanastu Kamaya. That Atma means the pleased self. This is a great insight that Swamiji given. For the sake of self. What for the sake of self? He says, for the sake of the pleased self. See, my conclusion is wealth will make me pleased, fame will make me pleased, power. Then they become valuable. Because I find that the world is valuing people having accomplished these things. They are valued, they are praised, they are more successful. And therefore, as I am raised in this society, I automatically also acquire values for the fame and power and wealth. Basically, it is value for the pleased self. But not knowing that pleased self is my true nature and I don't need to acquire it. I think that these are the things that will make me pleased, and therefore this wealth, etc., become important to me. And it is very evident how the whole world praises these people. How the people who possess it are called successful people. And basically, I want to be successful. I want to be praised. And therefore, those things become important to me. So now we have two sets of values. One are a set of values like non-violence, truthfulness, etc., about which, with awareness of which we are born. And those values we naturally love, but I do not know why I love them. Unfortunately, that clarity is not there. That I'm pleased when I'm a kind person, no doubt. But still I do not translate to understanding that kindness is what I love really, or is what I'm seeking. That is not clear to me. And therefore, I do not associate kindness or truthfulness with success. I associate this wealth, etc., for success. So then, when arises a situation where we make a choice between truthfulness, or honesty, and money, then you know who will win in that conflict. And it's Swamiji, if I tell the truth, that means it's a matter of losing this much kind of money. Or I lose what will people talk about me? I'll be exposed. My fame is at stake. Wealth is at stake. My position is at stake. My job is at stake. So thus, very often the life seems to present us in situations where being honest or following the value conflicts with this value for wealth, etc. Thus, these two values are conflicting values very often. And I find that I cannot practice both of them together. I have to make a choice, either to be honest or to be wealthy. Now, honest, what does it, I don't know what honesty, So what's the benefit of being honest? I do not know. Do you ever find headlines in newspaper of a person who is honest? You find headline of a person who is billionaire, but have you ever found it? Nobody cares for them, nobody bothers, nobody values them. I also don't value. I don't know the value. So I do not know the value of these values. Whereas the value of this material thing is very clear to me. In the word of Puja Swamiji, the value of the wealth, etc. is assimilated value. Meaning that it is clear to me what I stand to gain by those things. The recognition, etc. Success. Whereas, I do not know what I seek to gain by being honest or truthful. But still, unfortunately, I look upon success as what comes from others, in terms of recognition from others is called success. And no recognition comes when I tell truth. Nobody even seems to take notice of that. In fact, the conclusion these days is, more honest you are, left behind you are. Smarter you are, you can go ahead in life. It's an unfortunate conclusion, but that's the conclusion people have. Therefore, these values, what we call the natural values, universal values, I have not recognized the value of those things as yet. Whereas I recognize the value of wealth, etc. So therefore, when there is a conflict between the two, where there is a recognition of the value and non-recognition of value, or in the words of Puja Swami, assimilated value or unassimilated value, then the assimilated value wins. And therefore, we find the power, fame, etc. winning over honesty. You know what that means? One is compelled to be dishonest. If this situation did not arise, if this conflict did not arise that I stand to lose something that is dear to me, some materially, for being honest, that is when the conflict comes. Otherwise, I have no problem. I am always honest. Is it not so? I don't tell a lie for the sake of telling lie. Understand? Nobody. Nobody tells a lie for the sake of telling a lie. Value is violated only when there is a conflict between the assimilated material values and unassimilated moral values. This is where these moral values lose the battle. Pandavas and Kauravas. The Kauravas are large in number, more powerful. They had 11 divisions of army, of military, and the Pandavas 7 divisions. Kauravas are 100 in number, so 5 in number. So asuras or demoniac tendencies are always large in number, more powerful. It is divine tendencies, the Pandavas, the Devatas, smaller in number, usually weak. And in the conflict, usually they are overcome. The point that we want to make is that whenever a person violates the values of honesty, it is not out of understanding or willingness, it is out of compulsion. The compulsion for the value of the wealth, etc. So that is what compels a person. Therefore, when that compulsion is not there, person is a saint. When those conflicts come, that is when these values are compromised. You know why I am saying this? So that we understand the people who are corrupt, dishonest, etc. We are angry at those fellows. Usually everybody is angry at people who are corrupt, dishonest. But I think we should be more sympathetic to that. Recognize that they are helpless. Although outwardly it may appear that he is powerful and he is misusing his power, maybe. But as far as his inner working is concerned, he is compared by his greed, insecurity, fear, anger, jealousy. So these are the demoniac or negative tendencies that compel the person to go against his own nature, which we regret, always we regret later on. The Lord Krishna says, Kamesha, Krodesha. Here Arjuna, it is Kama which becomes Krodha. It is Kama, means a strong, a craving. Kama, a craving that transforms into anger. So this is what compels a person. Therefore, understand that people are helpless. Outwardly, you look like a very powerful person. But inwardly, you are a weak person. Follow? So somebody asked, this is just a joke. See, in Gujarat and some places there are names which end with Singh. Singh means lion, you know. Then we ask, hey, when you are out there in the world in the office, you are like a lion. What happens to you when you go home? He says, then a Devi rides over me. You know, this goddess, lion is a vehicle for the goddess. That's what happens. Somebody rides over me, compels me to do things. So we should have only sympathy for them. That we should not do something about it. Maybe you have to do what is required to be done to keep, social order. But in our own heart, not angry at them. With understanding, more sympathetic at them. Meaning that then whatever you do will be out of sympathy, not out of anger. Anyway, that is. So the thing is, the reason why we find, even though human being basically loves to be kind and non-violent person, we still act in ourselves in contradiction to what we like to be, is because there is a compulsion. We are compelled to act in those manner by these other values. What do you call them? What do you call them? Material values, demoniac values, whatever you want to call them. That is where the conflict, values and conflict, because there are two conflicting values in our life. Although it is possible, you can be a wealthy, there's no rule that just because a person is wealthy, that a person has violated values. No, that's a wrong conclusion. Today, young man thinks that you can go ahead only when you violate the values. That's not right. You can be an honest and truthful person and still be successful. And there are people. Except that it requires more hard work perhaps. You will be more creative, more innovative, work harder to achieve what some other person may achieve easily. So, this is a wrong conclusion. But anyway, the thing is that these conflicting values are there, and that is where the conflicts arise. Otherwise, the world would have been heaven. If these conflicting values are not there, if everybody was free to behave as they want to, everybody would want to be a godly person. We love to be saints. We don't love to be deep evil people. So this is where these conflicts only make it important for us to understand the value of values. How the values are valuable. And what I value, namely the wealth, etc., the outer success. In fact, I do not value it for itself. I should realize that I value them for the pleased self. And the only way I can be pleased self is by following my values. If this is clear, more clear this becomes, easier it becomes for us to hold on to our values. Less clear this is, more we become controlled by these passions. And this is important for everybody. Because if these things are not resolved in our mind, the values are not assimilated, then unfortunately we become prey to these conflicts or prey to these compulsions. So I could very well be teaching our values. And when it comes to my own test, passing through customs, Swamiji, what do you have in your suitcase? Nothing. Any declared, goods be declared? No. So far in India they still respect Swamis. If I say no, they'll let me go. I can avoid paying customs duty to the tune of maybe 100,000, whatever it is. I can just come out like this. People will ask, Swami, did you pay duty? No. Well, then I am a hero. You paid duty? We are behind my back and he's stupid. So this is how things are. So this is when the test comes. When I will part with 100,000, it's not a small amount for a Swami also. Why is he Swami? Still, unfortunately. I also need a big under TV, I need some other telephone, this, that. So when when that test comes, then the greedy self says, Swami, tell him no, you don't have anything. One part of me says. Other part of me says, Swami, you recently gave a talk. Tell the truth. So then these two fellows fight. That's called conflict. Who wins? Depends upon to what extent I have assimilated what value. If the value of honesty is not assimilated by me, even though I will be talking about it, then I may find myself violating that value. Telling a small lie here and there. Swami, what is your age? Some people ask very, embarrassing questions. In India in particular. In train, when you travel, the passengers who are sitting doesn't even know you. So asking, what's your name? This is where do you come from? You're married, and how many children? And what bank, which bank you have the account? What's your saving? What is that? Everything they want. And I don't want to tell him that I get 6,000 rupees a month or something like that. I was like, what's your salary? 29,000 rupees a month. Well, the value for my worthiness, for my impression, for my... See, routinely we violate the value, routinely. You think that, what's the big deal about that? But if you allow the mind to thus compel you, then it will keep on compelling. So therefore, we must know why the conflicts arise, why we violate the values. If this is all clear, and we recognize the real value is for the pleased self, and that these values of non-violence that we are being told, they are the means for the pleased self. Nothing else. No, Swami, when I get a raise, when I get promotion, I am pleased. So that has pleased me. Not really. But anyway, as I said this morning, that is our own perception of ourselves, and when I consider myself worthy, that is when I am pleased. So promotion makes me feel I am alright. That's why I am pleased. Does it make me feel alright? I am not pleased. I got 2 raises and my colleague got 4 raises. I was happy when they said they give me 2 raises, 2 salaries, 2 months. Then I asked my colleague, did you get a raise? How much did you get? 4? And the 2 things don't, nothing. I don't respect worthy myself. So that means that raise doesn't do anything to me. If that created please self, you should continue to do that. Is it not so? It is my perception of myself that creates the please self. Alright, it's a long, long background. So let's, I think, start with our text here. But I thought that then the following the values becomes very simple when we understand the fundamentals. Then clarity comes when assimilation comes. So what all we discuss during the day is to give us a clarity about the realities, clarity about our own mind, clarity about the nature of ignorance, clarity about the nature of self, and therefore the clarity about what choice is to be made. Now you have this book, or the 7th verse on the 13th chapter. So let us begin with that. To impress you, I have got a big book here. So I will chant, you please repeat after me. Amanitvamadambhitvam Ahimsa kshantirarjavam Acharyopasanam shaucham स्थैर्यमात्म विनिग्रह. So Lord Krishna started with amanitvam. Translated, amanitvam is humility. That humility, amanitvam means the absence of manitvam. The word begins with a negative particle, means not. Amanitvam, not manitvam. Absence of manitvam. Tvam is an abstract noun which is a state of mind, state. So manitvam, the state of being a mani. State of being a mani is called manitvam. What is the mani? Mana plus in pratyaya. Mana asyasti the mani. One who possesses mana. Mana means what? Pride. He explains manitvam, atmana shlaganam. An exaggerated view about myself. The manitvam comes from an exaggerated view about my greatness, my glory. And therefore, manitvam can be simply translated as pride, and amanitvam translated as absence of pride, which means humility. So Lord Krishna begins with this value, amanitvam, humility. Because every human being has this pride. Even a proud person, haughty person, self-conceit, meaning atmana shlaganam, overvaluing myself, overpraising myself, an exaggerated view of my greatness. So a person who is proud does have some qualification, no doubt about that. That I am a learned person, I am handsome, whatever, so there can be wealth, name, fame, power. There are accomplishments in life. And I may be an accomplished person in some field or the other, one or more. But then, when that accomplishment is overvalued by me, exaggerated in my own estimate, and I exaggerate my value, what happens is we value ourselves based on what we possess. Since I do not have a great value for myself, I think that I am valuable because I am wealthy, because I am famous, because I am powerful, because I am scholar, because I am learned, therefore I am great. And there is a need on my part to be great. That's the basic need. I need to be great in my own perception. Why is so? Because then only I feel good about myself. The basic need is to feel good about myself. And when do I feel good about myself? When, in my perception, I am great. How do we decide what is greatness? That's what I inherited from society. Society says that a wealthy person is a great person. A learned scholar is a great person. A famous person is a great person. Therefore, I think that I am great when I am a great scholar, when I am wealthy, when I am powerful, when I am famous, then I am great. See, this is what I have inherited or I have picked up or acquired from the world around me. The idea of greatness. That I want to be great is a genuine desire. We should not condemn the need to be great. What makes me great is which is where this problem comes. Because I have acquired these values of wealth and power, etc. Therefore, I think that I am great when I am wealthy. I'm powerful, I'm this, that and whatnot. Because the world calls these people great people. I also want to be a great person. And therefore, I want to be like that. So this is how this wealth, etc. gain importance or value in my life. But then, it does not stop there. What is a person, a proud person, has an inherent problem within himself or herself, is that he or she does not think that I am great. I want to be great, but I do not think that I am great. And so when do I feel great? When you say that I am great, this is when I think I am alright. In the morning I say, always significant few people in our life, we are always seeking their approval. When they approve of me, I must be alright. And therefore, since I do not basically approve of myself, therefore there is a need of being approved by others. And therefore, I need to present myself in a manner that people will approve of me. And therefore I am seeking approval. I am seeking respect. I am seeking other people to validate me that I am great. Meaning that I want them to declare that I am great. I want them to declare that I am respectable. I want them to declare that I am learned. I want them to declare this. And how do I know that declare? When they respect me. When they show that kind of respect, then I know, I feel that I am respected by them. And then I feel that I am respectable. You see the thing here is, since I basically have difficulty in respecting myself as I am, therefore in me there is a strong need of earning respect from others, because when they declare me respectful, then I feel that I am respectful, then I feel comfortable with myself, I feel good about myself. The basic need is to feel good about myself. In this case, I think that I am great, I am something. When you tell me that I am something, I only may be something, but I do not really respect me for what I am. I respect myself only when other people tell me that I am respectable. Then how do I know that you respect me? That's not the problem. When you respect me, then I think that I am respectable, I feel good. How do I know that you respect me? That's my conjecture. It's all inference. And therefore, if you smile at me, do you respect me? Or if you laugh at me, how much should the smile? Happy smile, funny smile, what should be the extent of smile when I think you respected me? What should be your gesture? My mind always calculating whether this person likes me or not, whether he respects or not. Always calculating. So yesterday you were all that way. I think today he doesn't seem to be cared for me. So all the time my feeling good about myself is based on what you express about me or how I judge you as to how you respect me. You may be respecting me also, but I may feel that he doesn't respect me. Some people have different kind of expressions, so they may not be very generous in terms of smile and generous in terms of gesture. They may like you, but they may not necessarily be generous enough to say that. People are difficult even in smile, acknowledging, People may not be very generous in acknowledging. So they may not acknowledge the way I think I'm acknowledged. That's, you see. They may respect me, but I have my own notion of what is being respected. And if I feel that I'm not respected according to that requirement of mine, then I judge that you don't respect me. I get upset. So my feeling good about myself, my feeling happy about myself simply depends upon the respect that I need from you. It becomes a need. So who is mine? A pride person is one who is in need of being respected by others. The need is a problem. Kamesha, krodesha. That kama, the need is what creates all the problems. So respect, manitva means a deep respect, a strong respect, a need, strong need for being respected. Now people don't always have time for you and they don't always, that they're sensitive about you and then your needs. They have their own problem. They need respect from you. The thing is that if I need from them, they need from me. So today you smile at me and then you expect that later on I should smile at you. If I don't, then tomorrow you may not smile at me. Isn't it? Simple as that. So I must keep you happy in order that you keep me happy. It's a mutual thing in the world. So you can imagine how complicated this thing is. This manitva means what? Seeking respect. Not only seeking respect, but then a need, a deep need for being respected. I feel good about myself only when I am respected in the manner in which I think you should respect me. So if you don't respect me, there is no question. But even if you respect me in a manner which is different from what I expect, then also is not sufficient. So all the time this person who is a proud person is strongly in need of being respected. You find them always being hurt in small things. It's difficult to deal with them. It's like walking on eggshells. You never know when you hurt them. I should not say then, I should talk about me and we. So when we are talking about all these things, basically it is not meant to brand other people. I know Swami who we are talking about. So when after the class then they talk to each other. Swami is talking about this. No, you're talking about it. Not talking about anybody. No, Swami always talks about me, always targets me. That is also not so. So this discussion is not meant for branding other people, nor is it meant for branding ourselves, understand? It is for understanding. And yes, understanding our own self. Because we don't know what the other person is. We can't judge them. We know ourselves fairly well, or Vedanta is meant to give us an understanding about ourselves, which is what we are doing. All of this is meant to properly understand our own mind, the workings of the mind, and recognizing our deep need, that kama means that craving or the need, and one of the needs is need of being respected. I think it must be the strongest need. So Lord Krishna places this value first for whatever, amanitva. But people coming to Vedanta generally like that. More intellectual you are, more egoistic you are, more the need, not you means, not you, not these people here. But more inflated the ego I have, stronger is my need of acknowledgement from others that I am a great person. Because I do not acknowledge myself. If I acknowledge myself, I am not. So what is kama? The need when the acknowledgement does not come from myself. Then I need acknowledgement of others. And nobody knows what is meant by being respected. It's always a matter of guess. I should always keep on guessing you. When I went to a party and every time my calculation only how much I am respected. How did they receive me and then what place did they give me on the dining table and where I was, This may, you may not know these things because these are very important things for people. Which place on the dining table, where I was made to sit and all these things to you it may not matter because you are what you are, but to many people it matters. imagine what's going on? His mind is a battlefield like this, constant battlefield. And then I come home and then who did what to me, and that's all I will think about. You know something? Next time he comes to my home, there's another problem. I must teach them a lesson also. So my mind is going on with what they did to me and what I'm going to do to them. Now, in terms of what we are talking about, Lord Krishna says, these values are taught in terms as a means of knowledge. When I have a mind like that, there is no way that the mind is conducive for knowing I am Brahman, or I am limitless, or I am free. This is an expression of strong bondage. So ignorance, I think a strong expression of ignorance is this manitvam, this pride, seeking respect, a strong need for respect for the egoistic people, for intellectual people. And Vedanta attacks usually intellectual people. I think in Vedantics, this must be a strong thing. That is why Lord Krishna was placing that. I'm thinking, why does it start amanitvam? Why not ahimsa? The Yoga Shastra says ahimsa. And we say that's the basic value. Why does Lord Krishna say amanitvam? I guess this must be so. So amanitvam means humility, absence of pride. And so, now we will continue our discussion as to how a value can be followed. That it requires, number one, being aware or conscious about our own mind. Conscious about what kind of thoughts are arising in the mind. And recognizing that, hey, this is a thought of pride, manitvam. This is what I am demanding respect from others. So this is manitvam. This is pride. To recognize that. And then secondly, a value, hey, this is the source of unhappiness. This is the source of bondage. This is misery. I must get freedom, become free from that. Therefore, a value for becoming free from manitvam. Recognizing that the state of mind that I right now is called manitvam, or seeking respect. Number two, having recognized how it tortures me. How seeking respect or pride is self-torturing. How it is, makes me miserable. And therefore, I want to become free from that. So, value for becoming free from pride or manitvam. And further, how to become free? Second and third one is called the Pratipaksha Bhavana. You may have heard this expression. Bhavana means attitude. Paksha means the position. Pratipaksha, the opposite position. The attitude of deliberately taking the opposite position is called Pratipaksha Bhavana. So what is the position when, so I take some position because of which this manitvam comes, which pride comes. I'm proud. Because I have taken some position, I should deliberately take the opposite position to neutralize that. So everything comes from a position. I think I am so and so, I am something, it comes from a position. Then I must see the mechanism of how I came to that conclusion that I am something. And I must reverse that, neutralize that. That's how by Pratipaksha Bhavana we neutralize, and that's how the mind becomes free from money. In this case, free from pride. We will continue tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra
Pariha